When we were working in C, we had character arrays, which were simply contiguous storage that had one character per byte of memory. And when a null character was stored somewhere in that array, that signified the end of what's called a C string. C++ has better support for strings, and they're safer. And so let's do a quick introductory program using the string class in C++. So you'll recognize much of what I type. We use IOStream, but we also need to now include string. Create our main function, and we'll use the C++ single line comment. This is not my program. This is a program I borrowed from another textbook. And here I'm declaring variables of type string. So I can hold some input from the keyboard, a first name, a middle initial, and a last name. I'm going to create a space, and you'll see why in a minute. And I'm going to create a dot string. And full name. Now here, we're going to input data for first name, middle, initial, last name. Okay, so I have to remember, I'm going to go ahead and put this statement in using namespace standard. So in C++, it has this concept of namespaces that C language doesn't have. And the standard namespace is something that we get automatically. But if we don't type in line 3 or some variant of that, which I'll show you in future lectures, then you have to name the namespace with the scope resolution operator, those two double colons, in order for the compiler to find the cout object, because the default namespace is not std. But when you put in line 3, then it allows you to do this shorthand. Instead of typing std : cout, you can just type cout. The compiler knows to look in here in the standard namespace to find the cout object. Okay, and now just as a simple output to the screen, I'll just shorten it. There we go. And now I'll read from the keyboard, and notice the operator goes the other way. Okay, that was an output. Now I'm going to read from the keyboard, and we'll put it into initial. And then I'm going to output another message that says last name. And then we'll set this to last. Okay, so now each cout displays to the screen. Each cin waits for keyboard input. And so you can type a bunch of input, and when you hit enter, that's when cin returns with whatever you typed in the buffer. Okay, and now formation of the full name using the concatenation operator. And so here we go. So I'll say cout Okay, right. So you can kind of see where I'm going. I'm going to say cout, hello, and then here I can just string these guys together. This is going to be the variable full name that we'll fill here in a minute with the concatenation operator. And then this is the new line, what you're used to in C, the \n. There's a special end of line or end line character called endl in C++. And they're almost the same, but they're a little bit different. And I'll talk about that in another video. Okay, so here's how we will assemble the full name variable. We say first, which is a string variable, plus space. And so plus is the concatenation operator for the string class. So whatever is stored in the string variable first, and whatever is stored in the string variable space, which happens to be a space, is going to be glued together and returned and stored in full name. And so now I'll say initial, and I'll say dot space and last. And so it's a lot easier to work with strings and kind of, piece things together in C++ when using the string class. So let's see if I type this right. Let's go clang ++ string.cpp. And there we have it.